Yeah, that's whenever the experts get up there and they start talking. So you got this. That's the time to go to the restroom.
Yeah. Yeah, it really is. Cards 96 says, answer your mob hit theory, Joe. Paul and Maggie could have been held hostage at 8:49. I'm not sure
Oh,
what happened.
see, I'm not bought into the mob hit theory, but I recognize it doesn't matter if you think that that's reasonable. If that's a reasonable explanation, then he's not guilty.
Yeah, indeed. Launder Clips. How are you, brother? Steve, thoughts on the judge not ruling before Alex decides to take the stand because the scope of cross-examination? Joe, share the snake box Branca comparison, please. Did you hear about Branca saying that?
I don't know about the snake box, but the earlier point I'm going to get into in depth. That's a very complex question involving multi-layers of theory that I will talk about tonight at 8 p.m. on Eastern Standard Time on my Rumble channel.
Right, and I'm not sure if you were there when I was talking about this with Andrew and Nick, but we were talking about the idea as to whether or not the testimony cross-examine he can be cross-examined, because this morning, those of you who haven't been here for the last 8.5 hours missed in the beginning, and shame on you. You missed in the day opened with an application made by the defense. And Jim Griffin made the application, and he said, we need to provide guidance to our client as to whether or not we think he should waive his Fifth Amendment right and take the stand. And part of what we're trying to calculate with respect to providing proper guidance is that we like to get a ruling that if the state were to try to cross-examine with respect to the financial crimes, that the court will not allow that because it's not something that's been established as a crime, and that it should not be something that should be admissible. So we're looking to the court to get a ruling on that. The judge turned back to Creighton Waters and said, how do you respond? And he was so ready for this question. He knew this question was coming from the day that this evidence was admitted. He knew that this issue would come up. He was citing statutes and case law and going on with like 2 or 3 different strong arguments. They're not weak arguments at all. Like legitimate arguments as to why it is that the financial that he should be entitled to cross-examine Alex Murdaugh. If Alex Murdaugh waives his right to plead the Fifth on this murder charge and takes the stand to defend the murder charge, that he should have the right to question him about the pending claims and the issues related to the financial. And he basically said it goes to motive. This court has already ruled it goes to motive and shows a propensity for lying, so it's not unrelated crimes, and on and on. And he basically was, when he was citing, I think, 609, like and different statutes and case law to go on and on to basically say they have a right to do this. Now, the reason that Creighton Waters wants to have that in there is because he doesn't want Alex to testify and build some sympathy for himself. B, he would love it if he testifies and he has a chance to pin him down on these financial things. Picture yourself if you're Alex Murdaugh. Picture yourself in this position. It's like you get up there and take the stand. You're asked about these financial crimes, which everybody on the planet who spent 30 seconds watching this trial is convinced you're totally guilty of. Are you going to deny it? In which case, why are you even taking the stand at all if you're denying it? Because you just shot all your credibility. Or, and arguably, you can get charged with perjury also. There's all sorts of potential problems. Are you going to admit to it? And then basically, you have no defense left. And when you get charged with these financial crimes, you're shot in the head this way or shot in the head that way. You're really completely screwed. So that's why he's like, I shouldn't be, because, and here's the thing. Normally, you can't just raise criminal charges against a defendant. So this is why everyone saw this coming, and the judge's response was, "Well, I'm not going to predetermine this. So we have to see what the questions are, what the answer, and then I'll give my answer then." And what Branca said is, he said, "What a son of a gun this judge is being. What a jerk he's being. This is what he's basically doing is he's like, I'm not going to tell you what's inside the box. There might be a snake in the box. There might not be a snake in the box. Stick your hand inside and then we'll find out."
I have a homework assignment for anybody who wants to hear about this more in my Rumble. Look up this and study it. It's called Hobson's Choice. Hobson's
That
Choice.
rings a bell.
Yes.
That rings a bell.
It's Hobson. Hobson's Choice. That's your homework. See you tonight at 8. Class.
Yeah, and I highly recommend you guys check out his stream tonight because it sounds like it's going to be a really interesting. It's going to be a really interesting stream. It's going to make you think and understand philosophy behind the law and how it applies to this trial.